Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be discussing the Spanish post-apocalyptic horror film Bird Box Barcelona. Spoiler ahead. Watch out and take care. In the not-so-distant future, Europe has been devastated by an apocalyptic disaster, leaving only a few survivors behind. A mysterious and ambient force is influencing people, compelling them to take their own lives, and its malicious reach is spreading globally. Amidst the chaos, Sebastian and his daughter Anna find solace and enjoyment at a skating rink in Barcelona, but their peace is shattered when they hear a disturbing sound, prompting them to flee in fear. Sebastian and Anna take an unexpected turn in a corridor, where they accidentally collide with a group of blind individuals. In the chaos, Sebastian is struck a couple of times before the group takes off with his bag of supplies. He contemplates using a broken bottle he finds, but Anna advises against it. Together, they cautiously exit the building, only to be met with the usual grim scene of destroyed streets and lifeless bodies. As they continue walking, they encounter a group of fellow survivors. Sebastian instructs Anna to hide momentarily before approaching the group to request to join them. The group is worried that Sebastian might be dangerous to them, but he convinces them to let him join by saying he used to work as a construction engineer and knows where to find generators for light and heat. They take him to a bus station where they are hiding with other survivors, and he meets Liliana, a doctor who treats his injuries. During dinner, he also meets a man who stitched his own eyes for protection and sanity. This man shares a scary story about people doing terrible things while affected by something called the entity. In the story, it's revealed that some people, called seers, are not afraid of the entity and can move around the city without using blindfolds. However, those who are not immune to this become targeted and killed by those seers. After dinner, everyone falls asleep inside the bus, and Sebastian sees an opportunity to escape. He sneaks around and steals all the keys from the office, then starts trying them out on the bus. Liliana wakes up due to the noise and tries to stop him, but Sebastian locks the driver's door, claiming he's doing it to free them all. Eventually, Sebastian finds the right keys and starts driving the bus in a clumsy manner around the station, waking up the rest of the group. The other survivors try to stop him and attack him, hoping to make him stop driving recklessly. However, this only makes Sebastian drive even worse, and he ends up crashing through the front door, taking the bus outside before crashing again, causing it to flip over. Sebastian emerges from the bus and excitedly announces the approach of a beautiful entity. The first guy is shocked by the sight and decides to end his life, after which a glowing light leaves his body. Liliana and the rest of the survivors cautiously step out with closed eyes, but Sebastian insists they open their eyes to see the entity. Using forceful and violent means, one by one, all survivors, except Sebastian, also end their lives, releasing glowing lights that ascend to heaven. Suddenly, Anna reappears and comforts her father, assuring him that he has saved them. 9 months ago, the unknown entity struck Barcelona, catching Sebastian at work. An alert was received, and without warning, people in the office began ending their lives. Worried, his wife called and asked him to fetch Anna from school. In the streets, chaos and panic engulfed the city as people desperately fled for their lives. When Sebastian reached the subway station, he encountered numerous injured individuals, and peculiarly, objects started levitating around him. Sensing danger, Sebastian quickly fled the area while witnessing others falling victim to the entity's power. Upon his return to the streets, he witnessed a building exploding. His next destination was the school, where he encountered a distressing scene, a lifeless nun on a desk, and the terrified girls recoiling in fear. Finding Anna, they attempted to escape, but an explosion outside ignited a fire, blocking their way out. They decided to seek refuge in the school chapel, only to come face to face with Pastor Esteban. The pastor believed the entity to be an angel of divine presence, explaining why people couldn't look at it without dire consequences. In order to prevent further suffering, Esteban's proposal of freeing humanity from the suffering of life deeply impacted Sebastian. In response, he shielded Anna with his jacket and rushed back to their apartment building, witnessing the tragic accident of Anna's mom being run over by a car. In the present, Sebastian and Anna pause at a church to offer a quick prayer. In the church, Sebastian's delusional state becomes apparent as he sees a painting move, revealing his belief that killing people through the entity is actually saving their souls. As they return to the streets, they are once again confronted by people ending their lives. Sebastian addresses them, describing the entity as beautiful angels before witnessing the glowing lights leaving their bodies. Sometime later, Sebastian spots a woman entering a store, and he plans to attack her. However, he is caught off guard when a pack of dogs attacks him. The dog's owner, Rafa, emerges with a whole group of survivors, including Octavio, a couple named Roberto and Isabel, Claire, and Sofia, a young German girl who strongly resembles Anna. Sebastian seeks acceptance into the group, and although Rafa is initially hesitant, Sebastian manages to win them over with his story about the generator once again. As the group notices objects floating around them, signaling the entity's presence. They quickly decide to leave. Eventually, they find shelter in an old anti-war bunker. Sebastian claims he's alone, even though Anna's presence persists in background, urging him to use Sophia to draw out the others. He eventually admits to lying about the generator, leading to a fight among the group. Sophia intervenes, not wanting anyone else to get hurt. Sebastian, who knows German, communicates with Sophia, discovering she got separated from her mother during their Barcelona trip and witnessed many deaths when the incident began. Sophia shares information she heard from a broadcast about a mountain castle believed to be the safest place from the entity. She sketches a picture of the castle and a cable car leading to it. After analyzing the drawing, Isabel deduces that Sophia is referring to Montjuic. Despite some arguments about the plan, the group eventually agrees to travel to Montjuic, hoping to find both food and safety within the castle's walls. That night, Sebastian experiences a strange and unsettling nightmare, reflecting on everything he has endured. The next morning, they set out on their journey to Montjuic, making a stop to acquire a map along the way. While being outside triggers another flashback, Sebastian remembers an incident 8 months ago when he used the GPS voice to guide him to the hospital because Anna had a fever. However, as things started floating, he was forced to return to the apartment without finding a cure. Back in the present, the group takes a break to rest for the night, and Sebastian continues to see Anna following them from a distance. When everyone is asleep, he seizes the opportunity to damage the dog's leash. The following morning, while on the streets, the group becomes surrounded by the entity, which manipulates its voice to resemble the lost loved ones of the people present. Amidst the confusion and distraction caused by the entity's manipulation, the leash holding the dogs breaks, and they escape. Sophia hears her mother's voice, prompting her to uncover her eyes, but Octavio intervenes just in time, preventing her from falling into the entity's trap. Rafa, searching for his dogs, hears their cries of pain, and when he removes his blindfold, he comes face to face with the entity, resulting in his immediate demise. The dogs and Roberto also get affected, with the animals attacking Roberto. Octavio takes charge and leads the group to a nearby house, where they seek refuge. Isabel tends to Roberto's wound while Octavio shares his theory about the entity. He believes it is a quantum being existing within a fluctuating compound and possesses the ability to read human emotions, especially fear and grief. Sebastian's doubts intensify, but he decides to comfort Sophia by giving her Anna's necklace. This gesture triggers another flashback where Sebastian protected Anna from Esteban and his followers, who were forcing people to open their eyes and face death. Sebastian kept Anna safe in their apartment, shielding her from the haunting sounds of demise by playing music. Back in the present, Sebastian continues to see Anna's apparition, confirming that she is not real but merely an illusion. Claire attempts to connect with Sebastian, reminding him that the entity manipulates them by using their loved ones' images. However, Anna's apparition keeps talking to him, making his doubts even more pronounced. Amidst these challenges, Roberto's condition worsens as his wound becomes infected, causing him to pass out. Octavio, Sebastian, and Claire embark on a search within the building to find medicine. In a room with an open window, Sebastian sees Anna's presence once more and signals Octavio to approach, falsely claiming that the window is closed. Octavio, uncovering his eyes, falls victim to the sight of the entity, leading him to end his life. Due to the doubts gnawing at him, Sebastian is unable to see the light emanating from Octavio's body this time. As the room begins to shake, Anna urges Sebastian to remove Claire's blindfold, but Claire intervenes just in time, pulling him away from the dangerous situation. Back with the couple, Claire shares the discoveries from the bathroom with Roberto while Sebastian wrestles with conflicting thoughts about listening to Anna or Sophia. Despite the losses, the remaining members of the group continue their journey through the city, heading towards Montjuic. Sebastian and the group come across numerous bodies marked with Esteban's symbol, indicating the seer's presence. They encounter a seer on a bike, and in their attempt to escape, Roberto and Isabel get hit, causing them to fall. Realizing there's no way out, the couple removes their blindfolds and chooses to die together before the seer can take them. With the entity approaching, Sebastian takes Claire and Sophia to a safe building. There, Claire finally notices that Sebastian's goggles aren't dark, revealing that he is also a seer and might be responsible for the deaths of the others. Frightened, Claire grabs Sophia's hand, and they flee while Anna keeps urging her to kill them. The chase leads them upstairs to the roof, where Sebastian corners them and pushes Claire. He reaches for Sophia's blindfold, intending to take it off, but before he can do so, he sees Anna once more, noticing that she's bleeding. Feeling guilty, Sebastian embraces Sophia instead, and another flashback occurs. Some months ago, during Anna's birthday celebration, an intruder broke in and knocked Sebastian unconscious. When he woke up, he found himself on the roof with Anna, Esteban, and his followers, who forced Anna to open her eyes and succumb to the entity. After witnessing his daughter's death, Sebastian also looked at the entity and suddenly saw Anna's apparition beside him, urging him to free more people. It becomes evident that seers are kept alive by the entity to help find more victims. Back in the present, Sebastian rescues Claire and takes the opportunity to regain her trust by revealing the truth about Anna and his change of heart. He swears to protect them from the entity. As the seers break into the building, the trio attempts to escape through the roof. A woman among the seers engages in a fight with Sebastian, trying to harm his eyes. Despite her efforts, Sebastian proves stronger and pushes her away, leading to her fatal fall. They manage to reach the streets and steal a car just in time before the seers can reach them. However, Esteban and his followers also have vehicles and begin a pursuit through the city. Sebastian drives at top speed, disregarding Anna's apparition. As they reach the cable car tower, they abandon the vehicle, and Sebastian sets it to explode, managing to eliminate a few pursuing seers. Sebastian instructs Claire to take Sofia and proceed while he stays behind to confront Esteban. While the two men argue over philosophical matters, Claire leads Sofia up the old stairs. Sofia nearly falls through a broken step, but Claire saves her just in time. Realizing that climbing blindfolded is too risky, Claire decides to remove her blindfold to ensure their safety. Upon reaching the top, they discover that the cable cars are not functional. Claire thinks fast and rings a large bell, creating vibrations that attract the entity towards them. As the creature draws nearer, the environment quakes, causing even the cable cars to tremble. Claire covers her eyes again to resist the entity's attempts to manipulate them with the voices of their loved ones. When Sofia is about to fall, Claire acts swiftly, saving her just in time. On the ground, Sebastian, in his desperation to rid himself of the painful vision of Anna, attacks what he believes is her, only to realize it is Esteban. A brutal confrontation ensues as both men stab each other with iron rods, refusing to relent. Meanwhile, in the tower, Claire remains focused on protecting Sofia in her arms. She makes a courageous decision and jumps into one of the cable cars. Miraculously, they land safely, finally escaping from the clutches of the entity and the seers. Esteban and Sebastian succumb to their injuries. Before his passing, Sebastian witnesses the cable cars moving, finding peace and knowing he aided his friends. Shortly after, Claire and Sofia arrive at the castle and are welcomed by the military. They discover a thriving community living there, and Sofia is joyfully reunited with her mother. Meanwhile, Claire undergoes blood tests in a laboratory. Claire raises questions to the other researchers regarding the purpose of the tests. They explain that the research aims to identify a chemical indicator of trauma and the specific emotions targeted by the entity. The ultimate goal is to develop an antibody that could grant immunity against the creature's influence. In due course, the researchers administer the antibody to rats and place their cages inside a containment room for observation. Simultaneously, a seer, who seems to be one of the experimental subjects, lies in bed nearby. As the experiment unfolds, a menacing growling sound emanates from the containment room, and the seer urgently demands to witness what is happening inside. Thank you for watching our recap. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and feel free to explore our other recaps.